The bell for Miss Johnson's class finally rang and Liam bolted out, nearly running over Logan again. After another brief, chaotic transition through the hallway, they found themselves in Mr. Harrison's coding class, a room filled with the quiet click-clack of keyboards. Carlos, with his knack for understanding complex systems, seemed right at home. Liam, on the other hand, felt like he'd accidentally wandered into an alien language seminar, especially since coding required a logical precision he usually reserved for video game strategies, not numbers.
Alright class, today we're going to build a simple program that calculates the area of a circle. Remember to define your variables and use the correct syntax. Carlos, perhaps you can demonstrate the first few lines.
Sure, Mr. Harrison. You start with import math for pi, then radius equals float input. Enter the radius.
Carlos's fingers danced across the keyboard, lines of code appearing on his screen with effortless precision. Liam, however, stared blankly at his own monitor, the cursor blinking mockingly. He tried to type import math but somehow managed impart emph.
Whispering to Carlos, frustrated, "Dude, what even is float input? And where does the circle part come in? This looks like advanced alien hieroglyphics. I'd rather be playing Dungeon Dash blindfolded than figure this out. This is basically just math with extra steps."
You misspelled import and math. And float input just tells the computer to expect a number with decimals from the user. It's like asking for a car's top speed, but in code.
Great! So I'm supposed to speak car language and alien language? I just want to calculate how many burgers I can eat in this classroom. Can't we just write burgers equals big plus bigger?
Carlos chuckled quietly, already several steps ahead, his program taking shape on his screen. Liam sighed, contemplating how many points he'd lose on this assignment. At least there wouldn't be any broccoli involved. He just wished this coding stuff was as easy as finding the nearest burger joint and that numbers would just disappear. The bell for the end of coding class finally rang, a sweet symphony to Liam's ears. Students quickly packed up, eager to escape. Carlos, having already finished his program and tested it multiple times, was shutting down his computer. Liam, however, was still staring at his screen, a tangled mess of incorrect syntax and error messages.
Ready for lunch, Liam? The cafeteria probably still has fries.
Just a minute. I almost had it that time. I just need to figure out why circle underscore area equals pi times radius squared isn't working. It makes perfect sense.
Liam, that's not how you do exponents in Python. And you're missing a few other things. Mine's been calculating circle areas perfectly for the last 10 minutes. See?
Carlos quickly typed a few commands on his own keyboard, and a neat prompt appeared, followed by a correct calculation of a circle's area. Liam watched, utterly bewildered, as Carlos's program flawlessly executed the task he couldn't even start.
So, you're telling me yours works, and mine looks like a random string of car parts? Great. I'm going to need about 3 cheeseburgers to recover from this. This class is way harder than any final boss.
Carlos just shook his head with a grin as he unplugged his mouse. Liam, still wrestling with his half-baked code, remained hunched over his keyboard, determined to make some sense of it, even as the last of their classmates filed out, leaving him alone in the quiet, math-filled torture chamber. That evening, while Liam was deeply immersed in Dungeon Dash, Carlos was still on his computer, but for a very different reason. He looked at the simple circle area program he'd written. It was functional, but boring.
A circle area calculator. So thrilling. No one's going to spend more than 5 seconds on that. What does Liam always say? I'd rather be playing Dungeon Dash. What if I made it into a game? It's just circles, right? I could make them pop or move or have different sizes for points. Yeah, a game about clicking circles. That's way better than just calculating their boring areas. This could be big, not just for a grade, but something actually fun. Something Liam might even like, despite the math logic behind it.
Fueled by this inspiration, Carlos dove into his coding environment. He spent hours that night adapting his code, adding bright, colorful graphics, sound effects for satisfying clicks, and a simple scoring system. He envisioned a fast-paced game where users clicked on shrinking circles before they disappeared. He called it Circle Blitz. By midnight, he wasn't just done with the game, he'd also built a sleek, user-friendly website to host it, optimizing it for mobile and desktop. He uploaded the game, then shared the link with a few online gaming communities he frequented, including a forum dedicated to new indie games. The next day, the cafeteria buzzed with its usual lunchtime chaos. Liam and Carlos sat at their table, a feast spread before Liam. Liam had a classic burger and a pile of fries from the school line, but also pulled out a brightly packaged Mr. Beast Feastables chocolate bar from his lunchbox, tearing into it with gusto. Carlos, meanwhile, was contentedly munching on his standard school burger.
Man, this Feastable is way better than anything Miss Johnson tries to teach us. Are you sure you don't want to bite, Carlos? It's chocolate, not vegetables.
Nah, I'm good. This school burger isn't half bad today.
They ate in comfortable silence for a few minutes, the general din of the cafeteria filling the space. Liam finished his burger and fries, then wiped his hands.
I'm bored. You want to watch something? Maybe some Dungeon Dash speedruns on YouTube?
Sure, I'm done eating. What are people even watching these days?
Carlos pulled out his phone, Liam leaning in to watch. Carlos opened the YouTube app, and they both scrolled through the trending videos. Suddenly, Carlos froze. He saw something strange. A few students were huddled over their phones nearby, their thumbs furiously tapping. Then he saw it on a laptop screen across the room. Someone was playing Circle Blitz.
Hey Liam, look, is that my game?
Whoa! Yeah, that's your weird circle thing. But why are they playing it? Everyone hated math yesterday.
More and more students seemed to be engrossed in their screens, Circle Blitz glowing on devices everywhere. Soon whispers started, then excited chatter.
Dude, have you seen Circle Blitz? It's so addictive, my score is so high. Yeah, my friend just broke the high score. It's trending on YouTube.
Carlos quickly navigated to YouTube. Sure enough, there were videos with titles like Crazy High Score on Circle Blitz and New Viral Game. Then, he saw it. A prominent notification from YouTube itself.
No way. Liam, check this out. YouTube just incorporated Circle Blitz into their Playables section. It's like right there on the platform for everyone to play.
As Carlos spoke, more students around them started excitedly tapping on their phones, specifically on YouTube, trying out the new Playables feature. They scrolled through the various games and Carlos pointed to his screen.
Look, people are trying all the new Playables. And see the playtimes? This one's like 5 hours long, that one's 7 hours. People are seriously dedicated. But ours?
He scrolled down, pointing to Circle Blitz at the top of the list, boasting an astonishing average playtime.
Ours is the longest, by far. Circle Blitz has the longest active play session of any game on Playables right now.
Dropping his half-eaten Feastable, jaw agape. What? My Math with Extra Steps game is on YouTube? The one I couldn't even type the first line for? That's actually kind of cool. So when do we get the free burgers from this? And can you make a Dungeon Dash version of this?
Just laughed, a wide grin spreading across his face, shaking his head at Liam's priorities.
The rest of the afternoon classes, like science and English, blurred for Liam. His mind was still reeling from the Circle Blitz explosion. He caught a glimpse of Jessica in the hall between classes, deeply engrossed in her phone. Curiosity getting the better of him, he nudged Carlos.
What do you think Jessica's playing? Probably something super nerdy.
Oh, she's on Math Quiz. You know, the one game she actually likes. She looks like she's aiming for a new high score. Probably beating her personal best on some complex equations.
Liam shivered. The idea of fun involving math gave him chills. As the final bell rang, signifying the end of the school day, Liam felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. It had been a bizarre day, starting with the usual rush and ending with a viral sensation. He walked out of school with Carlos and Logan already planning his evening.
First burgers. Then I'm diving back into Dungeon Dash. This whole coding thing is wild, but I'm sticking to what I know. Unless, Carlos, you can somehow turn cheeseburgers into a viral game, now that would be something.
A game about burgers, huh? Interesting.
And so, Liam's eventful school day ended, leaving him with a full stomach, a baffled mind, and the faint, unsettling echo of Jessica's math-filled joy. The laughable life indeed.